Okay, so we have performance tasks, and with that, what are performance tasks? We see that performance tasks require students to apply their knowledge, and through this they can solve problems, create original products, and demonstrate specific skills. There are two types of performance tasks, the restricted and extended. Restricted usually allows for a specific instructional objective, and the extended usually allows for several. Why should we use performance tasks? Performance tasks allow students to achieve different things, like in the chart shown. We also see that this allows for active learners to be more engaged in the content. This can also be effective for teachers because you can diagnose what students know, you can also scaffold your learning for students, and you can provide constructive criticism and feedback. We should create these performance tasks by using restricted and extended, and through this we see this in the objectives listed. And then here is our link.
This is an article on Edutopia about performance-based assessments. Performance-based assessments are becoming a much more popular way to evaluate student learning because they're authentic, process and product-oriented, open-ended, and time-bound. They are usually over a single unit or can cover multiple units of learning and make students engage their critical thinking skills to create something or find a solution to a problem. Teachers should make sure that their performance-based assessments are meaningful by getting students to show their mastery of a specific course standard or multiple course standards by completing tasks that are similar to that of professionals like engineers, lab techs, financial analysts, and so on. Some teachers choose to create a performance-based assessment using the backward design process. Step 1 is to identify goals of the performance-based assessment. This is where teachers get students to use their critical thinking and problem-solving skills mainly on their own. Step 2 is to select the appropriate course standard. This is where the teacher selects the state standard that they want to address with this performance assessment. Step 3 is to review the assessments and identify the possible learning gaps. This is where teachers need to make sure that their performance-based assessment has a real-world application because without this, students wouldn't really gain a deeper understanding of the information. Step 4 is to design the scenario. The teacher can include students on this decision for what scenario to use for the performance-based assessment, but the teacher needs to make sure that the scenario has a setting, role, audience, time frame, and product. Step 5 is to gather or create the materials for the performance-based assessment. This step pertains to gathering all of the documents needed to complete the performance-based assessment. However, some scenarios may not necessarily need any materials at all. The last step is to develop a learning plan. When teachers develop a learning plan, they need to make sure that they really prepare students to successfully complete the performance-based assessment without just teaching to the test. Teachers also need to keep in mind that their learning plan needs to be flexible because of constant reviewing and revising based on the learning needs of the students.